It's Week 14 of the NFL, and we've got the Seahawks superstar running back, your standard at running back this season, pacing the league in rushing. It's the Seahawks and the Rams under the lights on Monday night.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gardner. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What works in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Rams taking the field and leading the way, the man from Cal, the former #1 overall pick, Jared Goff.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel, doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. The numbers a week ago for Kupp: 5 catches, 66 yards.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're in the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
They'll get this off to Gurley. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. Now it's gone. And it's incomplete. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Makes it 3rd and 8.
A shotgun snap for Goff. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Here comes the Rams punter now. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Seattle's first go on offense forthcoming, and under center, of course, Russell Wilson.
And similar to his nickname, Russell Wilson has a dangerous mix of skills, the ability to throw from the pocket and extend plays and throw on the run. Not to mention an absolute winner. Usually has his team in the playoffs competing for Super Bowl opportunities.
They'll wind up getting just a yard. And it'll be 2nd down.
You talk about this Rams defense.
They're currently 21st, Charles, in the NFL against the run.
Stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out. Being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down.
Now it's Wilson.
Short throw there, caught by Thomas.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive. They go play action now. Wilson. That went out wide and intercepted. Picked up by Anton Exum.
So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
After the interception, here's Goff. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down.
Well, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back in the offensive backfield a little bit farther to try and help you with the edge. That's a penalty as well. Sometimes you overset, they'll come inside of you. That's what speed does. It disrupts an offense. And right now, you've got to pay attention to this edge rusher on every single down.
Now Goff. And that one's complete to Gurley. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And it's going to be third down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. Cameron Dicker on now to try the field goal.
From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. And the Rams have the first points here. It's 3-0.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Seahawks offense, led by their running back, headed out for the second possession. And here we are in the month of December with his name sitting atop the leaders in rushing yards as the season nears its end. Strong finish here in the final stretch of games could earn him the crown.
And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It'll be a gain of 16 for number 16. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. A give to Lynch from the shotgun. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. The numbers on the ground for Lynch a week ago. 15 carries, 66 yards, and a touchdown.
And a rushing title is definitely within sight, so the excitement on the offensive side of the football, I mean, they're bouncing off the walls wanting to get out there, but they also understand that they're going to face some really stacked defenses down the stretch because they don't want it to happen at their expense.
And Lockett going to pick up a Seahawks first down as he'll get this down to the 41.
Wilson. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. Wilson. Another catch for Valdez-Scantling. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
The Seahawks at 10-2 on the year, and they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Finding Lockett for the catch here on the out route.
A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Throwing again here, Wilson. finds Lynch. It's complete. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Throwing is Wilson. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. It looks like a 12-yard loss there. A first down sack.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
Now Wilson. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And the Rams are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line.
For a team that came in on a open winning streak, we're seeing some uncharacteristically bad play thus far. And that streak is definitely in jeopardy if this offense keeps giving the ball away and can't mount a few drives of their own.
The Rams offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. We show you the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns. And you can see where he's right up there amongst the league's best at finding the end zone.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive.
Derek Hall in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Throwing on 2nd and long. Goff. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a first down on the play.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
The Rams with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Gone. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Goff now to throw. Connecting with Kupp here on the out route. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. From the gun on 3rd down, Goff. That is caught. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And just to put everyone on notice, that is his 1,199th catch. So the next one, that'll be 1,200 for his career. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Goff throwing again. Going to be taken in here by McCoy. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 3.
Goff now looking to throw.
Pass complete there to McCoy.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as a tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 28. On 1st down, it's Gurley.
And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17.
11 yards there, just like last play.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive. And here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff.
They'll get this out to Gurley.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 2nd down. Now it's Goff off the bootleg. He gets this one to Johnson.
And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
And it appears we've got a member of the Rams shaken up on that last play.
Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Out of the gun, Goff.
He'll get this off to Gurley.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
They certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
And it's caught. That'll bring up second and goal after the gain of 5.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Throwing again is Goff. And this is caught. He's got a touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Rams are able to widen their advantage. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And the lead grows to 10-0.
So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there, call it the 26.
And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? And maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. They'll run again with Lynch. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
First down, the run with Lynch.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Well, there's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It's only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that field like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Here's Wilson. Escapes the sack. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time. When nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a first down himself.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 36. Up the middle, it's Lynch. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving the guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
To throw is Wilson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. They'll go leads us to a 4th down.
He's certainly one of those quarterbacks that can burn you with his mobility, but that time able to hem him in and get him to the ground.
Perfect descriptor right there about how they kept him in the pocket. Excellent job of containment, but they were still able to continue to bring such strong pressure without letting him escape. But how about those guys in the secondary as well? Kept the coverage tight, plastered to the receivers, and left no real options for him to throw it downfield.
Well, listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
Now Goff. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And able to use his stiff arm for a little bit of leverage before he's taken down. A pretty good game. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Goff now looks to throw. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Cup. And he's got this down to the 35. And first down as Goff finds Cup. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Here's Goff. Over the middle, it's complete. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1.
2nd and a couple.
Again, Goff. Throwing middle, and it's complete. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now it's Goff. Dumps it off to Gurley. And he is going to lose yardage here. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
At the 23-yard line.
From the gun, here's Goff. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, just a 32-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good, and that will do it for this first half. So we're at halftime here on a Monday night as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin our tour out at Nissan Stadium in Nashville, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Calvin Ridley, over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown catch as well. From there, let's get over to the Rockies and check out the Broncos at home in Denver. And they were winners in that game over the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. Cortland Sutton leading the way with 3 touchdown catches. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore. Check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they were winners as they defeat the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. Lamar Jackson, terrific in the victory, as his guys get to 10 wins and run their mark to 10-3. In the first half, it was the veteran quarterback Jared Goff who had command of the offense. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, but we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Seahawks offense and Russell Wilson headed back onto the field. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest. And this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And they trail here to begin the second half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game?
I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up for the taking for them because we always talk about turnover.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A great play there. 73 yards. And the Seahawks come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 13-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Rams offense and Jared Goff set to take over once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long.
To throw is Goff. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
At the 33-yard line.
Play action. It's Goff. And a quick throw here. That's complete. 7 catches for him now on this last one. A first down.
7-yard gain. And the Rams first down.
Goff going to hand it to Gurley.
And slow going there as they'll only get a yard maybe up to the 41. And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
A shotgun snap for Goff. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
49-yard line.
Now Goff will hand this one to Gurley.
He'll take this to the 46.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still had the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Looking left side, and it's complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 29-yard line. The Rams, they are on the move. They've got another first down.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
Back to throw. Goff. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
From the 23, here's the 2nd and 5.
Gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Back to the ground game here. Gurley. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Here's Goff. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack.
Cameron Dicker on now to try the field goal.
Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7.
So 3 points, response there to that opening touchdown of this third quarter.
And that's an important 3, both in terms of adding to your lead, but also in letting the other guys know you're not going to just come out in the second half and take over.
Well, a dangerous return man showing it here.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
And out now come the Seahawks.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
They'll keep pounding here with Lynch. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
He had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle. And a manageable third down becomes a lot less manageable. 3rd and 7 after the false start. Following the penalty, Lynch. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47.
44 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And that is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 37. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there of finding him in stride for really good yardage.
Now Wilson. They will find Winslow on the left side complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. They'll try the middle with Lynch. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking in the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Now Wilson. Thomas has got it, complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
It's the game of 7. It brings up 7 and 3 at the 12-yard line.
Lynch up the middle. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
And the Seahawks are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Antoine Edson. And the Rams are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
After the interception, here's Goff. That'll be caught by Cup. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Los Angeles. It's the Rams out in front here. They've got control of the football as well as we get set for the 4th quarter. Off play action. Here's Goff. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the fourth.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no, but the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
Now the ball now going back over to the Seattle Seahawks offense. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Wilson. Open on the left side, this is Valdez-Scantling. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
They'll run with Lynch. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A great effort there with his 14th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Seahawks have made it a 1-score game again here in the fourth. Extra point attempt to come here. And it's good. It cuts it to 2. 16-14 our score. 1 play, 2 plays, touchdown. That's all it took there. A very short and sweet drive that got him in the end zone. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And it's a pretty good return here as they'll get this up to the 29. As the Rams offense comes back out, here is the NFC playoff picture coming into the weekend. A CD after this game, there will be 4 weeks left in the regular season. So this is far from the final version of what we'll see come January, more of a first draft, if you will, as all these teams fight for a better position.
And you pointed it out so accurately there, Brandon. After this game, 4 weeks left in the regular season, and then the playoffs officially begin. But for some teams, trying to fight to make it to the playoffs, they're actually in a playoff push right now.
And that one's complete to Gurley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 16 yards is the pickup there, and a first down for L.A. Well, a clear running situation, trying to take time off the clock. He ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
Goff now looking to throw. He gets it to Gurley, complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball, because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though...
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. 20. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have them set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. And now they are in prime position, 1st and goal after the interception and return. They'll look to make it pay off for 6 points. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. onside run with Lynch. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The second down play not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Here's Wilson to throw. And he's got it. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
All right, field goal gets you the lead here. I mean, but I might want to just go ahead and go for something big.
Oh, come on, you got to kick it.
I mean, you got to be glad I'm not the head coach here, right? The whole team would want to revolt at this point.
And his kick here is good. And they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. Goff now to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 7 catches for him now. This last one, a 1st down.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Goff.
They'll get this one complete to Atwell.
And they'll move this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. The Rams, they are on the move. They've got another 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Now a play fake, and it's Goff. They'll get this one to Cup, complete. Shreds him with his stiff arm. And he's taken down inside the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Now whistles and a flag down. I think one of the Rams linemen might have moved. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Goff throwing again. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And a good stiff arm there before he's brought down on a nice little gain. This is 3rd and 2, maybe the biggest play in this football game. They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Temptation there certainly to go for this, but I think you have to kick it, right?
More of the temptation coming from the fantasy owners, right? I mean, there are some that are going to want to kick it because they may have that kicker, but overall, get more yardage, maybe a chance for a touchdown. But no, absolutely not. Run that field goal kicker out there. Kick it. You got to take the chance to take the lead right now. You don't want to put it back on your defense.
Back now on EA Sports. As the kick teams are out here following the 2-minute warning.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
They'll start on the ground with Lynch. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line.
Not a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
Here's second down.
Wilson to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Lynch. And he is out of bounds right around the 34.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for the offense.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
They'll run for it. Lynch. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Rams get the football in outstanding field position.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created a push back into the opposing backfield.
And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on fourth down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right?
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20.
They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle.
That's about as exciting of a 1 yard run as you're going to see, finding a way to dodge that first would-be tackler, but again, just 1 yard out of it.
He's going to get it again, just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is third down. Goff now to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
Now the Seahawks forced to use their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And they'll indeed take a knee. Goff with a kneel down here, and that should put a conclusion to this one. So the L.A. Rams with a victory here. And they've got to feel good about this performance. I think you'd agree, matched up against a top 5 defensive unit in the league, and they pretty much had their way.
Yeah, that was the interesting part about it, because normally when we see this defense play, they have their opportunities and they make their plays, don't they? They knock them back on their heels. They take the ball away. They change field position. In this case, what you said is so apt. They had their way with them, took it to them, and knocked them back on their heels and surprised the heck out of them.
So for L.A., their very slim playoff hopes remain as they move to 6-7 on the year. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.